Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of, where am I again? Oh, Strictly Businews. Welcome to the show. Stay tuned a little bit later and Alfonso, Corey, and I, Kristina, will be back.
Welcome to Strictly Businews. I am Alfonso Santinello. Kristina, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, I get the formal name, thanks.
Formal name, yeah.
I feel like I'm in trouble in the principal's office.
You feel like you haven't been on in a while.
I haven't been on in a while. You haven't invited me back. I wonder what I did
Well,
the last time.
besides the fact we haven't filmed in like 6 months.
No, but it's been a long time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Since our days at Open Square.
Yep.
Those are the good old days.
Yeah.
I stopped feeling the love for a long time.
Anyway, this is Corey. And welcome to the show. So we have a couple mixed, fun and serious and stupid topics. But first off, there's a young entrepreneur who pretty much has been changing the cell phone market. Amid Katak.
Oh my god.
How would you pronounce that?
I don't know, but
Tell me, how would you pronounce
it's been
that?
a while since I've heard you pronounce a name.
Ahmed.
Ahmed.
Katak.
I was right.
Silent H.
If I mispronounce your name, I apologize, because I do that with
Because
every single person.
he's in New Haven, Connecticut, so there is a
I know.
chance he could possibly watch this.
He could be one of the
So he came to the country, he went to Yale in 2004, and he's from Pakistan, so he had no social security, and he had no debit, credit cards, nothing, so he could not get a phone. Like, the cell phone companies would not give him a cell phone. So in 2007, it says that he went to London for an internship, and in an airport, he got an idea of basically creating a vending machine to buy SIM cards. So you could buy the card and then pay $22 a month for your phone bill. And that's pretty much where he got into the business of buying unlocked cell phones and setting them free, so that way it could be a lot cheaper than paying the monthly bill. So the company called GSM Nation, in its first year, in 2011 when it launched, it made $35 million. And it's on track to reach sales of $50 million for 2012. The GSM company, the model is consumers buy manufactured unlocked phones that can be used with any network, and they can sign up for a lot cheaper voice, text, and data plans through third-party carriers like this. And I've heard of this one, H2O Wireless and Simply Mobile.
Yeah.
So there's no contracts, and they get phones, unlocked phones from AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon.
But they can only use, well, the minutes come from AT&T and T-Mobile.
Yes.
Not Verizon. They only can buy back minutes.
Blocked minutes from T-Mobile, yeah. But they can use any, oh my god, yeah.
I mean, I pay $200 a month for my phone and my mom's phone, you know, on my plan, and we clearly don't use all our minutes. I mean, if anything, it's texting.
Yeah.
You know, but we don't use, so I go on ESPN and find out if I don't watch the football game because it's not aired in my area, you know, what the scores are.
Who's that directed to? Wow. Bullet eyes.
Comcast.
Oh, Comcast.
Comcast.
Oh. I feel like there's this whole new wave of vending machines. Like, if you have an idea, no, everything.
It went from, like, you know, chocolate bars.
Cupcakes.
Marijuana, SIM cards. It's like, if you have an idea for something, just put it in a vending machine and you're going to make millions of dollars. I mean, really.
And on a college campus, minus the marijuana, you can, although in Colorado now, you probably could on a college campus, have all of those, and you can get your bologna sandwich, and, you know, I mean, you could get everything.
Yeah.
And, like,
Have
in the mailroom.
Have the mini mart in one vending
Yeah.
machine.
And you know what? The sad part is it's like, no one needs to really operate that. So, you know, you get into the whole job thing, but the operating costs are low.
I'm kind of happy that it's like a Connecticut company. I feel like it's really close to us. Okay, so anyway, next topic. Have you heard of donkey cheese? Because I haven't either. So
Didn't even give us a chance to answer.
Eat donkey cheese? What are you talking about?
No, I don't like anything that comes from a jack's ass. Man buys entire supply of Pule, or is it Poulet?
Pule.
Okay, so it's not French. if you were
It's a donkey milk. It's not French.
So the world supply has dried up. The article says because
you get it from an ass and it becomes French fancy.
And it's dried up because it's milk.
Oh my god, I can't even pronounce.
I've never heard of that.
Please try to pronounce that guy's
No, but I've never heard of that before.
name? No. All right, so this guy, because I'll put it up here because I am not trying to pronounce.
Chakovic.
That. I can't even try to pronounce that. The #1 ranked single tennis player in the world has purchased the entire global supply of Pule, a rare cheese produced from donkey milk that can cost over $500 per pound.
Novak Djokovic.
Him.
Yes, that's very good.
It's a Czech thing. Us Czechs stick together.
I mean, okay, so there's the farm. It's only one farm that produces it because obviously it's not that.
What do you mean? The farm down the street doesn't milk donkeys?
No, there's only one farm because it's not.
It's a global supply. I mean,
it's donkey. Anyway,
we need to find a local farm and see if they even know of something like that. That would be a fun follow-up story. And then that would
get
be
on that.
Fun. That would be a fun experience to figure out how to
milk a donkey. You hear of a lot of things from donkeys, but not being milked. The farm also that they get the donkey cheese from produces donkey soap and bottled donkey milk, which contains 60 times more vitamin C than cow's milk.
Wow. So
I guess back in the day, like in Egyptian times, I guess Cleopatra bathed in it and like helped glow skin.
She did look really good.
Did you meet her?
No, but
okay.
I mean, Liz Taylor looked really good as Cleopatra too. Lindsay Lohan, not so much.
I never heard of donkey cheese.
I would be that person.
And why is it so expensive? What makes it so expensive?
Because there's only one company in the world that makes it,
and
that produces it. And
but aren't there's not like a shortage, like donkeys aren't soon to be extinct. I know more people.
But apparently their milk is
worth a lot of money.
I don't know, maybe people in the US just don't think donkeys need to be milked.
I guess it doesn't seem very appetizing to us.
No.
US citizens.
No, it's the same thing as, yeah.
But I bet if you put it in a vending machine, people would buy it.
We like our brie and our good cheese, feta,
Gorgonzola.
Yeah.
I'm a mozzarella and ricotta kind of guy.
Yeah. Weird.
I know.
Give us a donkey and, we don't know what to do with it, but give us feta and, yeah.
All right, so next up, FCC thinks in-flight gadget bans are dumb. Yes. FCC, yes. I just went on a trip in Pennsylvania. I literally, from a 45-minute flight from Pennsylvania to Raleigh, Connecticut. Couldn't use my phone. Couldn't do nothing. Couldn't even play a game. I'm like, you freaking kidding me? Like, this is like, I had to sit there and talk to people. Like,
oh God, you had to talk to people?
Because it was so short, you probably didn't reach that high of an altitude. Because usually they tell you you can turn them back on.
Yeah.
After a certain altitude, yeah.
But I mean, all right, so they basically, a federal regulator thinks it's about time they should relook at all the, the landing and the takeoff procedures. The Federal Communication Commission Chairman, Julius, I'm just going to go by Julius, I'm not going to say his last name, on Friday called by the Federal Aviation Administration's policy in-flight electronics use into question, advocating the agency allow for greater use of those devices during flights. They're basically saying, with all the technologies that we've had, even in the past 2 to 3 years, that it should be feasible for us to have our cell phones, our nooks, our crannies, our everything.
Our Kindles, our e-readers.
Yeah, and have them all up.
And not have
English mufflers.
And not have it interfere. They're like, it's at the point of technology, but I guess what they're saying also is some of the planes are a lot older than what some of the technology. And it's not like building a plane is the cheapest thing in the world. They're not like Trump or Jay-Z that are like worth billions.
No, it's true. I mean, they're not going to pay to upgrade.
Yeah, they're not going to build a new plane so people can play on their cell phones while they're...
The question is, do private jets allow that? Because
I'll let you know when I buy mine.
Okay, they're FCC regulated as well and have to...
Well, the thing is, if you notice, a lot of airlines now have it where you could buy...
Can you use your e-reader?
Well, you could buy Wi-Fi, the airplane Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they're looking at it as, we'll just charge people to use their stuff. instead of like letting them use it.
Well, some Wi-Fi is free too for airplanes.
Depending.
JetBlue is free.
Yeah, I wasn't on
And
JetBlue.
AirTran is free too.
No, I was on U.S. Airway.
I wonder if they're going to start letting you keep your seat in a non-upright position. You know how it's like unsafe.
Which, you know, and the sad part is it's really like an inch. It's
Yeah.
not
It's
like
like-
you recline very far.
I know, but how bad would it be if like this whole thing passes and you can use your computer? There's someone you walk in that's completely laid back. The computer's there. They're under the. Never mind. I'm gonna stop talking.
I mean,
There's got to be some kind of
It
restriction.
seems so old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Some of the rules and regulations.
Well,
you know.
and the funny thing is, it's only for, you know, electronic devices, e-readers and whatever. They're not even touching the cell phone thing yet. Which is really,
Yeah.
I mean, I know e-readers and iPads and everything are, you know, big, but majority of people that are on the planes are, you know, on their phone first and, you know,
Yeah.
won't get off their phone. So that's...
I turn my phone on the second we start going down. It's on.
I do too.
There's
Do
no
you feel like a
stop.
rebel?
Oh yeah.
You're like,
I take the
Rebel
seatbelt.
without a cause.
I undo the seatbelt and I'm like, as we're...
Oh, so you're taking it to another level. You're taking off the seatbelt.
It's getting crazy.
Is your seat back too?
No, I'm keeping my clothes on, but the
Lean
seatbelt's
back.
coming off.
All right, the lean back.
Yeah.
Lean back.
All right. Lastly, so Hitler is popular in India.
Love him.
Uh,
I'll explain in a minute.
So, all right. So, believe it or not, some Indian businesses have begun to embrace Adolf Hitler as a viable brand.
Hello.
Disturbingly, a store named Hitler in itself, which makes
I want to hear your...
story. What's the story?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Why do you love
Okay,
Hitler?
so I'm by trade a marketer, and you know, you look at personal brands, individual brands, and there is outside of, you know, Hitler, there's maybe one or two other people who can completely transform into this brand and get people, right or wrong, to understand his mission and his cause, and get these people to mobilize behind and like love this guy to do whatever he wants them to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, just in terms of a brand, and that's what, you know, essentially all companies strive for. I mean, not necessarily genocide and killing people,
Right.
but at least I hope
Well,
not.
I mean-
But I mean, in terms of a brand, you want people to connect and follow you.
Well, the guy that started this company said basically he chose Hitler as the brand because they did nothing wrong with India.
Well, and you gotta, I don't agree with it, but you gotta respect where he's coming from.
I don't think he was thinking about it in the same way that you're
No,
thinking about it.
yeah, no,
I
he
understand
wants-
what you're saying. I think it's a touchy subject, and I think that, you know, there's a lot of, I was just watching the story about, and I'm losing his name, he's in jail, and he has all these wives, and they were on the compound, and they weren't allowed to leave the compound. Oh, I can't think of his name.
Oh, are you the guy in Utah or wherever?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like the same thing. They think that they live for this man and they do whatever they, you know. So I understand what you're saying.
I mean, from a marketing, not so much like put a store with the name and use him or whatever, but just from a marketing and branding perspective.
So do you
I
like
mean,
the Stalin store, the Stalin book cover thing?
Well, Stalin's another one. I mean,
So-
Hitler and Stalin were.
Well,
I mean,
there was, I think it's Germany because it says St. Petersburg's time, right?
yes, Germany.
Okay. Awesome. So earlier this year, a company went ahead to plan to sell children's notebooks featuring Joe Stalin. You know, Joe.
Yeah.
Featuring Joseph Stalin on the cover, despite facing backlash, according to the St. Petersburg Times. So basically, like, these people that have like caused a lot of deaths are now being publicized of children's books.
And,
Yeah, it's like.
I think it.
I don't agree
Initially,
with that.
people like are so upset, and then there's some people that are curious, and some people that may not think that these people are bad. So it's drawing in some people and creating a book.
Well, and you also have to think about, I
Talk
mean,
about
it's
wanting to make a quick
generational.
buck,
I mean,
but-
we do still know about it, but think of, you know, I mean, think of kids under us and whatever who don't know, like the Smurfs, and I mean, it's generational. So how much of our
Snorkels.
history is, you know, changing, and people don't understand about Hitler and Stalin because of, you know, world history is changing. And
Yeah, people, all they know is like what your Facebook started. All right, well,
I was in college and Facebook wasn't even around yet.
I was in college when it launched.
Wow, aren't you special? So, can I break some news on your show?
Go ahead.
So, this will be my last live in-person Strictly Biz News show. Because I'm moving.
Where are you going?
I am moving to Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
Yes, in January. So I will still be around with the channel. I will do a little docu-series, mini-series about the move, so stay tuned to that. But in person as a co-host and a guest, I will not be around anymore.
Well, eventually, I'm sure we'll probably have to do like a Strictly Atlanta
You might have to, like,
series.
yeah, and Skype me in or something. I'll have a whole new spin-off, which will be way more fun than this.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Okay, we're going to end with that then.
Because there's nothing more exciting than like a 24-hour trip in the car with your sister, and
Yeah.
That will all be documented on the new Chapel's Corner.
yes, so but
Every hour.
it's been fun.
It's 5 the hour, every hour here on
Well,
the
best
Business
of luck to you.
Thank you.
Yes, we all miss you at the Businews family, but you're not leaving the family, so
No, I'll still be in touch with the family.
yeah. All right, Chris. Again, thank you so much for coming on,
Thank
and want to not your last one, but for a while
In person.
in
for a while,
person.
yes.
Corey, thanks for showing up.
Thanks for coming.
No problem.
Next up, I sat down with Don Courtemanche from the Springfield Business Improvement District for downtown, and I got to talk to him a little bit about what they're doing. So we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm here with Don Courtemanche from the Springfield Better Improvement District.
Business Improvement District. You want to
The
start
BID.
that over? The BID.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yep.
So for the people that don't know or don't even know what the bids are, what exactly do you guys do?
Business improvement districts are essentially management companies for downtowns and for neighborhoods universally at this point. They were originally started in the 1960s in New York City. Lower East Side, I believe, was the first business improvement district. And essentially what it is, it's a group of property owners, private property owners that get together and say, we can do something better collectively than we can do individually. So, some people call it a fee, some people call it a tax, but essentially it's a fee above and beyond the city's property tax, which allows us to provide supplemental services. So, stuff such as additional public safety, events downtown, beautification of downtown, cleanliness downtown, stuff of that nature, stuff that we're able to do that the city isn't able to provide.
So what is your role?
I'm executive director.
Which means?
Head honcho, marketing person, I write the checks.
You do it all.
I do as much of it as I can. I've got a crew of 6 that work for me. They're pretty much typically out on the street 7 days a week, doing everything from security patrols to the street cleaning to power washing and graffiti removal, and just making it a better place, a safer place, a better looking place for businesses to survive and to thrive.
So recently, just in the press and the media, said that you guys just got extended for another 5 years.
Yeah.
Where do you see the bid going in the next 5 years?
The two biggest additions that you're going to see within the organization, because the 5-year renewal is bringing new resources to the company, it's going to, financial resources primarily, it's going to allow us to do a lot of the things that we haven't been able to do completely. The two biggest areas that we want to expand upon are public safety, our role on public safety in downtown, and events in downtown. Public safety is by far downtown Springfield's biggest perceived issue. Whether or not it's a real issue, people debate that back and forth, but our ability to make people feel that additional people are out there, to make them feel safe and welcome, is our #1 goal over the next 5 years. #2 goal over the next 5 years, and it's part of that public safety process, is additional events. We're going to be doing additional events at Riverfront Park and in Court Square and in Pinchon Park, primarily to bring additional people downtown, but separately and connected to that, to get people more familiar with downtown and walking throughout downtown. If you've never been to a store before or a restaurant before, you're kind of reluctant to go there. It could be at the mall. It's the fear of the unknown. if you go to Riverfront Park for the first time and you have a great time and there's 10,000 people down there having a great time, you're going to be a lot more likely to go because it's a lot more familiar to you now.
So speaking of events, what events have you guys done?
Our most successful event is the 11-week run Stern Square Concert Series in the summer on Thursday nights. We bring anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000 people to Stern Square, which is on Worthington Street. You'll see every bar, restaurant in the neighborhood packed to the gills from 4 o'clock in the afternoon to midnight. We put on a great free concert for thousands of people. Everybody has a great time, and they see a different part of Springfield they might typically not see.
So if anyone watching wanted to get more information, what is the website for?
SpringfieldDowntown.com, or follow us on Facebook at, again, Springfield Downtown Facebook.
Great. Thank you so
That's
much,
it.
Don. That's it. Painless. All right. All right. So I want to thank everyone for coming on.
Me too.
That's all you want to say?
I didn't know we were filming. So thanks for tuning in once again. We are sad that Kristina won't be doing any more live shows with us, but we wish her the best of luck on her new journey.
Yes, and be sure to go to businesschannel.com, follow her along with the Chapel's Corner, her new docu-series that's going to be coming out. Follow us on Facebook at Strictly Business and on Twitter at Get Businews, and we will see you guys later as I kick her ass in foosball.
I feel like we're Joey and Chandler on Friends.
Come on!
Hey, and you know what was my favorite was Janice. Ah!